Leo, how you getting on? So the arrival, it's all going to arrive. This baby is going to arrive, or this news is going to arrive. How you doing, Leo? So this is for your December channeled messages. This is not the part of where I do a tarot reading for people for December, but things have changed slightly. And if you've noticed through some of the readings already before yours that I do these and these, but this will come up towards the end. But this is not really a tarot reading for December, but the Nanu channeled messages, you, them, him, her, she, he, out of nowhere, who knows? Okay, she, he. Also, someone for a sex change or same-sex relationship, because it's to do with she and he, or Sheila, the name Sheila, or from someone from Australia, but someone's a Sheila. Okay, so how's it going? Anyway, Leo, so the arrival. So things are going to arrive on your doorstep, and it is baggage and it is also luggage. There is something to do with where the relatives or the in-laws or the Laura, the name Laura, or in-laws are going to turn up at your doors. Something to do with your doors also. So break on through Jim. The name Jim could be arriving at your door, or Jim Bean, also Beanie. I'm also picking up the names. Okay, but is going to arrive at your door. So the arrival. Okay, so you have also a rival. Okay, Vel or Mel. The name Melanie or Mel. Okay, or Al, but Mel. Okay, so Melanie. But someone is going to arrive at your door with like loads of luggage and loads of equipment. They're saying that someone's going to turn up your door with loads of equipment. Okay, equipped with everything. This person, I feel, it's a little bit like Mary, the name Mary Morton or Mary, but is like Mary Poppins. They're going to have a luggage and a suitcase where they're going to pull out loads of stuff. Because I can see a lamp, I can see someone pulling out a kitchen sink. Who knows, they could even pull a rabbit out of their hat. It could even be a rabbit or a cat or a dog or another Leo. But whatever it is, there seems to be this person that seems to be well equipped with everything that they're going to bring towards you, Leo. So, well, basically the general energy of a arrival of a baby could even be born here within the soul group of your family. This could be where your family turn up all at your doorstep, or you turn up at theirs. But someone is definitely turning up anyway, that's for sure. I don't know if you're thinking turn up for the worst, okay, because I'm hearing first the worst, second the best. So you've got something to do with around a rival, of where I'm trying to beat all my rivals, okay. So you do, everybody has a rival, okay. Wow, they keep saying Eaton Rifles also by Paul Weller, so there might be a Paul or a well, okay. Paul, it might be unwell, or a well, okay. So hold on, a well would be water, so it would be a water sign. Hopefully no one is unwell. Hopefully I'm not unwell, because I did hear Steve ill. So you could have anything to do with around a Capricorn energy as well, okay. Hopefully I'm not ill again. But something to do with ill will or ill manners, okay. Ill will, Upwell, someone from Upwell, okay. Place called Upwell. What else have we got? Sorry, Leo. So, do you remember the 5th of November? So they're saying that if you can remember what happened on the 5th of November, or whatever it is that happened in November, you're going to be playing out exactly the same thing in December. December, Des, the name Des, or Red. Something to do with red. Redhead? A redhead. You might have red hair. I don't know. But a redhead? Or giving head, who knows? Or the head of a company. You might be a project of the head of the company, okay? Because I keep hearing head of the company, head of the company, head of the company. So getting ahead of things, like churning things out. This is either you or your partner or yourself, but again, ahead of the rivals, ahead of everything. So there seems to be quite a lot of headers, okay? So I don't know if you're playing football, because this is headers. Okay, do you have football? Soccer? But football? But something to do with headers. Okay, like headers and volleys, vol-au-vents, or so, picking up food. So I don't know if there's anything to do with around a marriage or something, or around vol-au-vents. But, or the name V, again, V, or Steven, or Viva Las Vegas. Some of you could be from Las Vegas, or Viva. Or even Elvis. Who knows? So what have we got for you that's really representing anything, Leo? So they're saying, the first thing that I wrote down is, do you remember the 5th of November? So that's Guy, right? The name Guy or Guy Fawkes. Something to do with that around Guy Fawkes night, right? But they're saying if you can remember that, then you'll be doing the same in December. So this is like if you're in a good relationship, you'll be doing exactly the same thing that you were in November. You'll be doing exactly the same thing in December, and everything that will be absolutely fine. Excuse me. But I think that there's this arrival of someone that turns up at the doorstep with all of their stuff, like all of their luggage, and like that might be staying for a while, or parents that might be wanting to stay for a while, or you with them. But it's like, I'm here to stay. Okay, stay, Steve, or stay. So I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to stay, right? Or Stacy. The name's Stacy as well. Okay, an estate also, an estate manager. Okay, someone might turn up at your door in a state, right? This is in a state of panic or in a state of fear. I don't want to put the fear up you. Excuse me. Wow. I always seem to do that when I start channeling. Is that I cough. Like in a state of panic, like someone's turning up at someone's door in a bit of a state, like crying. So I don't know what this is for, because they're saying that this person's going to be turning up at your door and it's a crying shame. It's like, oh man, Shane, the name's Shane or Shaney or Laney. Okay, Lanny also, or a nanny, someone's nan, or your mother even. But turning up at someone's door in a fit of like, I don't know if this is a family member. They're saying it's a person, anyway. Could be turning up the door in states of panic. Panic. Why on earth am I hearing panic, 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 panic? Someone that panics quite a lot. Okay, or begins with P. P. Pee-wee? Herman? What? Pee-wee. P. P. Or Steve. I don't know. Hopefully not me. There's something to do with Steve. Turning up at a door in the fits of panic. Unless you know another Stephen. I don't know. Who knows? This could be a prediction. But Steve Al, the rival, is what I'm heard. Steve and Al, the rival. So this is something to do with between brothers and sisters. The only reason I come up with this is because the company I used to work for were called Steve and Al, and they were step brothers, right? So what that's telling me is a message. If it isn't relating to those folk that don't never say that the other are watching, or whether they ain't, or an Al, because the sister is actually called Ali, right? There is something to do with Steve, Ray, and Al, or Steve, Ray, Als also. So a lot of you folk, you probably watched this from my old company. So something could be a rival back up. So you might even witness, as a Leo being my girlfriend, the fact that I'm called Steve and my old job might come back to bite me on the arse. You might see something like that. Because it is something around Cancerian driving and someone arriving at someone's door to ask something. Definite omen, someone's just walked through the door. So someone is going to walk through the door, like walk through it, okay? Walk on the wild side. So someone's going to be wild also, very wild, about some kind of turn on or turn off kind of energy, because it's like, I don't know if this person's going to turn you on or turn you off or turn you down, because it's like, I don't know if they're going to turn me down or turn me over. So do you work for the elderly people, and this is to do with turning people over, okay? So because they're saying that someone could well get turned over here, like turned over, which is something very devious around money, I would say, someone being turned over. So if anything happened to you guys around you or your partner, or anything that was devious that happened, that you noticed that happened in November, the same kind of thing is going to be happening again in December. So if there was anything that was bad, that was turned like a rock that had been unturned, if anything had been turned over, so I don't know if you had like a lost and found or something, and something was been turned over, because they're saying that somebody around like, okay, a few messages. Something about that a rock has been unturned, right? And you start to turn over this clue, right? You start to turn over all of these, put these pieces together through around Pisces energy, right? You put all these clues together, right? If you have been on that energy, this person is more than likely going to be turning up at you or your partner's door, okay, and asking for something else, okay, is what they're saying. So it could be around sort of Libra energies. but is going to be turning back up and asking for something else, right? Now, if this energy has where it's happened before, and that energy wasn't good, and that was the reason why of a breakup or a loss of a job or the loss of something where you or your partner, you came to this conclusion that there has been clues that have all turned up, okay, throughout November, okay, coming into December energy, the same clue is going to be turned up again, right? So someone's going to be trying to fix something, but put it back together, kind of thing, like a patchwork quilt. Or hold on a second. So let's go on with the first message. So relate these to you or your partner or something that you might witness. Things that happened in December. There's going to be somebody that turns up into a person's energy where the person that got turned over once before is going to get turned over again, right? Because it's a bit like a rollover week is what I'm picking it up, like a Lucky Streak or the name Lucy, or down at Bookie Street, and it would be someone from London maybe, like Rodney, the name Rodders or Rodney or Derek, right? But someone's going to turn up again into this energy, right? Because I'm going to have to say into this energy because I don't know if it's you or your partner or something, but go with the story. Someone is going to turn up into somebody's energy, and the person that got turned over once before is going to be turned over again, because I feel like it's a rollover week, like we need to roll things up, and this is something to do with a scroll or a receipt or going over it all again and thinking, you know what, I'm really not going to go over all this again. I've gone over my receipts, I've gone over everything, and I realise that there's money missing. Right, so if that energy has been persisted to be through November, the same kind of thing is coming up as a prediction of what Spirit is saying, is that same kind of thing is going to be happening again, okay? Now, a lot of you, they're saying that if you didn't leave a job, say you was in a job and you was there and there was a load of things that were all being turned over and you had all of this clue around people being turned over, okay, literally about work and money. It's really I'm picking this up, Leo, around people being turned over, like not being treated fairly. There is something around Cancerian, 7, driving, and also Libra is what I feel. And something where people haven't been treated fair. Like some people are saying, look, I haven't been treated fair through this job, okay? And that if I haven't been treated fair, or I haven't received what I've got, then if you're still working at that same place, the same thing is going to happen again around your rota or around your certificates or your pay slips or pay receipts, right? Because I'm seeing someone going over their taxes, a taxi company, but they're saying going over my taxes. So they're also saying Jula taxi company, right? Now, if you've been going over all of this kind of thing, and it's to do with a car and finances of being able to afford a car, loaning a car, needing a car, or a driving company, or something around a Cancerian and car, or even a 7, okay, then there's going to be this energy where if you didn't leave work, the same thing is going to be expected again of you to do it, and you might be really putting the glue together and you're still in that job, right? A lot of you. If you did leave the job, then the job is going to come back and ask you in order to go back to that same job. So for a lot of you, they're saying that if you are like employed in certain ways, we'll go on to the other messages, but if you are employed in certain ways, because they're also saying something to do with around benefits, like housing benefit or stuff like that. So if you did leave, they're coming back this job in order to come and ask you to go back, or you or your partner, okay, more than likely. If people got turned over during that time, and that's the reason why they left, this person or you are going to be asked and respected to go back, but the same thing is going to happen again. There is something that is not quite appearing honest here in this channeled message, is that it's not honest. It is because someone's saying, look, can I have your honest opinion? Someone's very opinionated. Okay, that I have my own opinion. It's vital that I have my own opinion, is what I'm hearing. Vital that I have my own say in it, and it's vital that I have my own opinion. I'm entitled to this money, or I'm entitled, yeah. There is something around a claim here of either one, an accident, or claiming, someone making a claim on someone and saying, look, that person's mine, or that thing is mine. But it's getting mixed up, this message, where they're saying that it's to do with like insurance, or an insurance claim, or an insurance document, or someone claiming something around money and things not being fair or whatnot. And if you are still working, say, for a Z company, okay, or the name Z around anything that begins with Z, okay, or Stee or anything like that, but I'm picking up something to do around stealing, trying to steal someone away, okay. So I don't know if this is an ex that's coming back for a lot of you in order to steal you away, because they're saying far and away, home and away, something to do with around Australia maybe, and someone could be coming back in order to steal someone off you or steal them away, right? So so you've got different messages there, Leo, around, because keep an eye on for these messages, because like I said, the people that you interact with, you might see these kind of things happening, right? Because when I predict it, I don't know where that energy is coming from. It's just, they're just saying that there's going to be a turnover and a rollover of the same occurrence that happened in November. This same thing is going to be coming around into a full circle to do the same again, basically, right? So if a lot of you have been turned over and you're still in that same predicament, and you've been turned over and turned over and turned over, you're going to be turned over again, okay? Because I don't know if this is an elderly person or something around someone being turned over, okay? But because they keep saying turned over, turned over, turned over, okay? So anybody devious around you, someone is trying to turn someone over. I don't know what this is for. Turn them over. Because I keep hearing, look, can you turn them over? Can you turn it over? There's something around someone, like, I don't know if this is around a TV or something, or Stevie, or I don't know. But like, can you turn them over? Or can you turn it over to them? Or like, because I'm picking up like someone's got like a remote control, and they're like, okay, let's turn it over to them, okay, and turn it over to them, and turn this over to them. It's a little bit like a TV show, right? It could even be a YouTube channel or something. And it's like, okay, and I'm going to turn you over to them, okay, and I'm going to turn it over to them. So you've kind of got this energy of being turned over, but churning it over, like a lucky streak for some, like having a very lucky streak or a lucky win. Because if someone's had things taken from them in the past, my belief is always that if you've had stuff taken from you in any form or manner, okay, you'll have things given to you in a different manner, right? So your karma will always state that when you've let go of loads of negative things, you will have a lot of positive things that will happen to you, and you'll have absolutely no idea where all this luck is coming from, okay? Because they're saying that I don't even know where all these people are turning up from. Like, they're just turning up from nowhere. Because I can see people arriving, or like just like all arriving at the same place, and it's like, wow, man, where are all these people turning up from? It's like there's people from Latvia, there's people from Poland, there's people from Africa. I don't know, because I'm hearing Africa, the song, right? But like all these people are turning up from everywhere, of all kinds of like shapes and sizes and religion and whatnot. I don't know. So whatever it is like different. I mean, these could be really like different clients, or you might work somewhere and there's people, all sorts of people turning up in order to want things, is what they're saying. Like, I want this and I want that, and it's like, oh, what have you got? Okay, I'll have that, I'll have this, and I'll have that. It's a little bit like a free-for-all of like, okay, look, I've got all this stuff to offer, and what do you want? And it's like, oh, I want that, and I want that, and I want that. And it's like, okay, well, it's all going up for sale. If you want it, then, you know, there you go. So there's a lot of buying and selling also. So if you work, or your partner works, where they buy and sell a lot of products, you're going to be selling out of product, is what they're saying, selling out of products. Okay, so some of this is like makeup and things of products. Okay, but they're saying that if you sell product, your product is going to be well sold. Like there's going to be people that are really after this kind of thing, whatever this is. People are really after this thing. Okay. Stephen King, also The Thing, something around Stephen or Stephen King or the Lion King or Lion or a King or Leo. Okay, but those kind of energies, right? Stephen King novel, Noel or novel, like a Nobel Prize or something. What on earth is that? Like a Nobel Bell? The name Bell or Nobel Prize? Noel. The name Noel? Noel Prize. Hell. No Hell Prize. There's no Hell Prize. There's no prize for hell? There's no prize for Capricorn? There's no prize. But there... Sorry, I'm getting very confused with what that one is. There's no prize. There's no prize for no one that cries. Because I'm hearing, don't cry for me, Argentina. Don't cry for me, Tina. It's all right. You don't need to cry about it. I mean, what's that? Is that don't cry about it? What is that? You don't need to cry about it, Tina. There's a Tina that might be crying here. I don't know why. I don't know why she swallowed something. She swallowed something. Could well be karma. Someone's like, mark my words, Mark or Capricorn. Mark my words, Tina. You're gonna swallow your words. Someone's gonna make someone pay back. It's like, listen, I want you back, but I'm gonna make you pay for it. If you want me back, then you're gonna have to pay the fact that you want me back. Okay, that's what I'm picking up, panicking about. Someone's kind of like, look, don't panic about it. If you want me back, I can have it. Because there's something here around like I want it urgently. Because this thing is like, okay, there's loads going out, right? And I want it urgently. And you've kind of got, look, it's going. So you either want it or you don't want it. But because it's all being sold out, then you either want it or you don't. And there's this kind of thing here of around, look, don't cry about it, right? You can have me or your partner or something, right? If this is work, and you can rent this out, like you can rent me out, or you can rent this house out or this home out. But whatever it is, you can have me for something or them. But if you do, then you're going to have to pay for it. Like you're going to have to pay for what I'm worth or pay for my time because my time is short. And if you really want me, like say if you work somewhere or your partner works somewhere, right? And they're like, okay, can I speak to so-and-so or can I have, them? Then they're like, well, sure, you can have me or them, but whichever one it is that you want, you're going to have to pay, right? So like if something turns back up and offers you a job again, you might be saying, or your partner, sure, I can do it, but to be sure, if I'm from Ireland or anything like that, or if you speak a little bit like me and you're a little bit all right, from the Fen, or if your name's Glenn, or so, and you could also be from Scotland, okay, down the Glen, but Glen Finney, also Finney, the name Finlay, or Finlay, I'm picking up Finlay, right, Finlay, but if you want me, you can, but if you do, this time, you're going to be paying me, and I'm going to be telling you how much that I'm worth, because if you really need me back, then you can, but you're going to have to pay for it, right? That's what I'm hearing, because I'm hearing that someone could be turning up at someone's door, or a message even, you don't have to knock at your door, right, but turning up into someone's energy, and saying, you know what, I'm in a fit of panic, and I need you urgently. And this person on the outset, whoever it be, is going to say, you know what, if you want me, then you're going to have to pay me, and you're going to have to also back pay the money that I lost before, or you can, but my time is precious, and if you want to take me away from what I now have, then you're going to have to pay for it. Right, so I don't know if these are love interests or jobs, because some of you, there is this energy that someone's trying to steal somebody away from someone. Do you know what I'm saying? So if this is to do with around, like I said, please please think that when I do these, it's either you or your partner or both of you, or if you're single, all that kind of thing, right? But work-wise, someone's going to turn up into someone's energy and say, I need to take you away from that, what you already have, okay? And if I'm going to do that, this person's going to give them an ultimatum and say, okay, but if you do, then you're going to have to already pay me what you owe me, or you're going to have to pay for it this time, meaning I have more worth, I have more self-value now, and that my time is precious, and if it is, then you're going to have to pay me for my time and not me working on your... This is kind of like somebody that, say they worked for a company or something, right? And then they now work self-employed, and they've picked something up through this, say the coronavirus or something like that, and they've picked up and they've well established themselves. Somebody could be coming now to sniff around what this person now has, trying to take them away from their job, right? And they're saying, okay, well, I can do... Someone's going to ask for a favour, pretty much, and say, look, I can do you a favour, but if you want to take me away from this, you're going to have to pay what it is that I'm going to lose. If I go here, then that's the decision that's made between Libra, is what I feel. Okay, that if you want to take me away from here, then you're going to have to pay for that. Okay, that's what it's saying. So if that is to do with around work, that's that energy. Okay, now, if we look at that same instant that seems to be coming up around love, there are people that are fighting over people. They're physically fighting over people for their attention or for their love or for their money, because it feels like that some people are trying to make people pay or feel awful for their attention. Okay, that some people really need this person. Okay, and I don't know if that's coming through as like a job or that someone's thinking, or if it's a love interest. So let's try and focus on your love interest. They're really saying that it's something to do with your interest, like your interest rates, okay, your interest rates, like bank account and money. Because I really feel like there's a lot at stake here. There's a lot at stake, where it's like having to take a gamble and a risk, and it could be around Capricorn energy for some of you, but like risk taking. Like if I'm going to do this, I'm going to take a major risk in buying it or selling it or giving up something, and it's a major risk for me to not give this up because I have plenty of money to fall back on. So this is where there's a very masculine person here, because I can see the King of Pentacles, okay? And there is a very masculine, stable person that is already physically either in a relationship here, and they have a very good job and a very good mindset here, and they are very stable in their own right here. And there is someone that is going to come at this person to ask them if they can take them away from something to focus on them, okay? So I don't know what's going to be happening around this king, because I don't think this king here is easily swayed. Swayly or swayed. Wow, what's the song? I came out of it before. Hasseltine, da 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 da. Oh, she's the girl, the beautiful girl, the beautiful girl. Someone's a beautiful girl or going to give birth to a beautiful baby girl. So last month, I'm now remembering, it was something about the boy. Now they're saying that it's the beautiful girl. So obviously not everybody out there that is experiencing anything to do with around pregnancy, where everybody, my God, everybody all of a sudden would give birth to a baby boy. But for a lot of it, those energies came up where it was going to be a boy. And then we came up where it was going to be about twins, because it was twin souls, right, that I made Angel Radio for, and it was called Angel Radio 4. You could be dealing with around a Scorpio. Then it came up to twin souls, but then it would go the beautiful girl around Suede. So trust me, don't take any notes of my visions. Some of you, it could be a girl or a boy, or it's twins, right? But Pisces, 100% Pisces. Why? A long time ago, I always remember my readings when they come up. Spirit gets me to know that I did a Pisces reading, and it was Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it was an icon with that there called twins, and I think it was called Twin versus Twin. Stupidly enough, that was when I was doing, well, it was basically a you versus them, but it was a ploy in order to get stupid. Shouldn't have done it. I won't be doing any more twin flame stuff. Because it's brainwashing in my eyes, really. But something around twin flame, maybe. Okay. Marriage, commitment, 4 of Wands. I'm definitely picking up people that have 4. Right, around Scorpio or a 4. Okay. Oh, also, okay. No, we're not saying that one. Okay, so where was those messages going? I've got no idea. So, anyway, yeah, the girl and the boy and the baby and the arrival. So this could even be that someone arrives, and it's because it's to do with a beautiful girl, right? That's what I'm saying. It's like a beautiful girl or a lost little girl, which is to do with Virgo, right? Because I always do that because of past readings still related to Pisces, Virgo, right? So, lost little girl. Because it was Jim Morrison. You lost little girl, don't know where, don't know when. Okay, so something around a lost little girl, but a beautiful lost little girl. So, I lost a beautiful little girl. Why on earth are they coming up now? I lost a beautiful girl. Someone lost a beautiful girl. Well, hopefully that isn't physical, but if someone lost a beautiful girl, well, that's your damn luck then, mister. Right? I'm on about if someone lost a beautiful girl. I'm not on about, obviously, if somebody lost physically somebody. Okay? But I'm picking up, like, the lost little girl, the lost little lamb. Something also around a Pisces, because it would be lamb, hotel, Bates Motel, Bateman also, or cafe. But Bates, baiting. Dating. Some of you are dating one of these signs, physically dating them, but also baiting them. Baiting them? No idea where that's coming from. Baits. Oh, well, I could play you. Do you want to hear it? You probably don't. I don't know. I could give you a little bit, but I haven't rendered it properly yet, but I'm coming up against a lot of struggles. Oh, no, I can't because it's not open. So what else have we got for you? Something is going to arrive, okay? And then I put someone or something, okay? Someone or something, okay? I can't do it. Well, what happened there? Live and unexpectedly quit while you were working on the latest. Okay. Would you like to recover your work? Yes, of course I would. I don't know why that closed down. Something closed down. Something is closing down. Is this a shop or something closing down? Like hand-me-downs, because I'm picking up hand-me-downs, like clothes of like, okay, we're going to hand all of this down to you, or hand it over to you. Because like, hand it over, like a handover, or Hannah, the name Hannah, or handover from Dover, someone from Devon, or Heaven, even, because I don't know, I can contact deceased loved ones. But hand it over to you. Hand over to you. Handover. From handover? From handover. Hannah. The name Hannah. Hannah. So, someone that talks quite loud. Like, hand it over. Like, hand it over. Come on, look, hand it over. You owe me? No, hand it over. So, someone's taken something from someone and they're going to ask for it back and say, look, you took it. Hand it over. Hand it over. I don't know if this is a child that someone's talking about, but hand it over. Because it's kind of like this around Pisces energy of like, okay, what have you got behind it? It's like, nothing. It's like, no, bruv, it's like, oh, sorry. You're like, bruv, it's like, no, there's a trick in it. It's like, hand it over. You're like, I haven't got anything, I swear. Oh, okay, a lot of you could be dealing with anything around drugs. Sorry to try and turn these messages, well, I'm not trying. Why on earth would I try to turn the message around? The missus around. Why would I try to turn the missus around? Why would I try to turn the missus over? Someone's trying to turn the missus over. So if any of you have got anything to do with around someone that does drugs or alcohol, okay, then someone's going to try and pull the okie doke. because somebody doesn't trust someone with something that they've got in their hand, and because it's a hand it over, okay, and it's kind of like, what have you got in your hand? It's like, nothing. And it's like, no, did you buy that? It's like, what, buy what? And they're like trying to hide it behind someone's back. I mean, this could really be like someone that gets arrested here, okay? Because I'm putting, like, put your hands behind your back. Whatever it is, what is that behind your back? Okay, so there is somebody's back that doesn't trust somebody here, and it's there. It's like, what is that behind your back? Because I don't trust you. What have you got? What's that behind your back? Why on earth am I hearing that? What's that behind your back? So if there's someone in the family or something like that around drugs or something, and someone tries to hide the fact that they've been drinking or that they've been taking drugs, and someone looks into someone's eyes and says, you know what, that you don't look right to me, there's something about you that doesn't look right, then it might well be because this person's using again. If you are dealing with around anybody that drinks, or because I can see someone looking into someone's eyes and saying, man, you don't look right, what's the matter? Because has someone been crying here? Because I really keep picking up that someone could be turning up at someone's door, crying in a fit of panic and saying, look, you don't look right, what is the matter? Like someone's trying to hide their emotions or trying to hide their feelings, and somebody, I mean, this could be a friend that turns up at the door and they're saying, look, you don't look right, what's the matter? And it's kind of like this person gets like a shocking lot of news, or like a breakup maybe. I'm not saying it's going to be you guys. I'm just saying, like someone turns up at the door, at the daughter, like a daughter turns up. Your daughter turns up? Your daughter turns up at the door. I don't know if this is like Tears of Joy, the name Joyce, or Joy, or America, something like that. And someone turns up at the door in like, and they're crying, but like very happy to see someone. So why is this energy here of like, you don't look right? I don't know what that is, because it's changing now, sorry, around someone turning up of like fits of joy now, like a bundle of joy, like a baby turns up at the door, and it's kind of like, oh my God, I didn't think I was ever going to see you again, or like, I can't believe that you've come and seen me for Christmas, or, I mean, it might even just be a general thing of like, oh, I didn't know you was going to come here for Christmas. Or like somebody that you haven't seen for a long time suddenly turns up at the door and you're like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in like so long, like, and they'd start crying in fits of joy and relief. The fact that, like, comic relief was about, was really about children, and about, well, yeah, y'all know comic relief, right? Comet, the name Comet or Comet, or Comicom, like Beano, B, the name B, or no, B, no, I don't know what that's for. Sorry guys, hold on. So they're basically saying that, anyway, somebody could turn up at the door and that you haven't seen them in like a long time, and that someone could be in fits of joy because they're actually seeing this little bundle of joy, which is to do with around like a baby, like coming to someone's door to see someone, like to someone's daughter, like, because this is either to do with sons and daughters, and this would only obviously be for the people that have sons and daughters, right? If you have sons and daughters, then there might be like a daughter or a son that turns up at the door, and someone is very like shocked the fact that they've actually turned up at their door to see them, right? At their daughters to see them. I'm very shocked that my daughter's turned up at my door to see me. So what, is this your father? Because whatever it is, this can even be you going there, Leo. Like turning up at someone's door and this person's shocked to see you. Like, it's like, oh my God, I didn't even realise that you guys were going to come, or you were going to come. Because I'm picking up like, hey you guys, something to do around Goonies. Right? Like, hey you guys. Right? Hey you. Crawfish pie, ba ba ba, Billy Gumbo. Something to do around a Pisces. Wow, something is really going on around my music, and I don't know what it is. So anyway, we're going to leave it at that, Leo. So that is your that's your intergalactic channeled messages from out of nowhere. Please put them together of however you feel that they may fit, but they are for December. This is now for present stuff, but they are for December of things that are turning up for you, because they're saying that quite a lot is going to be turning up, like all these clues and everything. They're all going to be fit together. They're all going to be coming together. Family are possibly going to be coming together, or you're going to be together or apart, because they're going to be people that are going to be arguing over who's going where and what, and so on and so forth. The general sort of stuff that goes on around Christmas, but also people turning up at people's doors crying. Also, don't forget the messages around work and someone trying to steal someone back and trying to ask for someone to come back to them. But this might be work or love. If you're dealing with anything around anybody devious and things like that, then I really don't know if someone's going to be asking someone to go back to them, okay? But you kind of got these strange energies. So let's have a look. So think of also any questions for now, because this is just going to tide you over, hopefully. Like, it might be a payoff. We're just going to tide you over until then. That's another message. We'll just tide you over until then, right? So, but tide you over until your actual tarot reading comes out, right? So if you want just to think of a question, like, or if there's a yes or a no in here, just think of that, what you want an answer for, okay? So Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. Show me any messages important for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus and Jupiter for, well, presently. Any messages for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Show me your messages presently. Someone could be drinking, because I'm here as messages. So someone could be drinking. I really don't know. Turn up at your door in a state. That could be it. That someone turns, let's get on. And you're like, I didn't realise that you were drinking again. It's like, yeah, don't worry about that. So I don't know. I really am picking up that someone could be slaughtered here, right? Or Lloyd's chemist again. It could have anything to do with drinking or pharmaceuticals. And it's kind of like, I didn't even realise. You're like, bruv, what are you doing at my door? I was just coming to wish you happy Christmas. You're like, bruv, you're wasted. What are you doing at my door, bruv? Piss off. It's really what I'm hearing. It's kind of like, what do you think you're doing at my door? And it's like, I was just come to see you. It's all right, isn't it? And you're like, no, bruv, that's not all right that you turn up in that state. What's the matter with it? Unless you get on with people and they're just naturally drinking. But I don't know. I really think that someone could turn up at someone's door and they're absolutely slaughtered. You're like, bruv, you stink of alcohol or something. You're like, what are you doing at my door? You're like, oh, I'm just coming. And you're like, oh, bruv, get back a minute. What are you doing? Like, don't come round here smelling up the joint or whatever it is with that spliff. So it's like, bruv, that stinks of weed round here, bruv, what you doing? You're like, yeah, it's alright, isn't it? Yeah, I don't mind a bit of all that and some drink and everything else. You're like, bruv, it could even be your brother. I don't know. Be like, bruv, that's too much, innit? And like, it's like, nah, just have a bit of top all of that and then just have a bit of smoke on this, and then you're, why, isn't you? And you're like, no, I don't quite get it, bruv, so I don't see why people do that, but but I don't know if you can have this surprise of someone and they turn over the door and you're like, oh, bruv, what's the matter with you? And you're like, oh, I've got so much to tell you, I can't believe it. And it's like, yeah, what'd you turn up here in this state for? Well, she's left me again, isn't she? And it's like, well, I think she has in that state. Why, I don't know. If you're all drinkers, then just be careful around anybody that drinks, right? But anyway, that's new. That's off the press. Right there, that's our tale. Oh, when you lead it straight, oh, just stand there. Tell me to pray. Yeah, anyway. So it could be Paul or McCartney. Carter. Anyway, let's see. Paul or Carter. Anyway, Leo. Something rising Venus. Show me. So we've got be happy Big happy changes, sorry. Well, you got to be happy. So you got big happy changes coming up, Leo. 4444 on the clock. That's the first time I've seen that one. 4444. 4444. Someone could be France or somewhere like that. It's like por favor. Poor. Feeling the poor. I don't know. Is it Robin? Is his name Robin? Or Hood? But something to do with Robin. Right? You might be turning up at someone's door called Robin. Right? Or Rob. Me and my girlfriend have actually been asked to go over. Listen, Rob, bruv, what are we doing? Leo, you got Leo mood, bruv, and Mel. All right, how you getting on? Yeah, we're coming over. Me and my girlfriend are coming over, so get the boot. Well, I don't know about drink, so turn up at your door like that. I forgot, Rob. So yeah, we could be coming over. You all right, bruv, about that? Well, your missus has asked us anyway. I noticed that you didn't, bruv, but your missus did. Thanks, Mel. Anyway. Big happy changes. Big smile on your face is what I'm picking up. This did come out through Gemini reading, I think. So yeah, it did. So big happy changes. Anything for Leo? For Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. For Leo. For Leo. Show me for Leo. Please. Leo Sayer. Pulling an all-dayer. Be assertive, bruv. Listen. Assertiveness is really important. If you want it, you tell them, right? If you don't, you tell them that as well. But be assertive about it. You can't just... Listen, my girlfriend is like a Leo all day, right? Leo, man, all day long. And can be very, like, quiet, like, I'm just, like, bruv, say it. Like, you know, what's on your mind? It's like, no, I'm going to think about it for 50 days first. 50 first dates, right? So I'm going to think about it for like 50 days first before I actually bring it to your attention. And you're like, bruv, what? Where's all that come from? You're like, well, I've been thinking about this for the last 4 weeks. And like, yeah, you're acting upon your thoughts now. How do you know that's true or not? So I always say to her, look, say, so, but be assertive, right? Don't feel intimidated around certain things or people. Be assertive. If you want it, if you don't like things, if you're like got people around you that piss you off and annoy you, be assertive and tell these people to piss off, right? Because it's pretty much what I do. If you don't like it, bruv, off you pop. So it's saying be assertive. Me, I've always stuck by my values, the truth, right? What's the point in not speaking the truth? What's the point in not being assertive and telling people if there's bad energies is to say, right? But it's to not brainwash people, it's to actually tell them exactly the truth, right? Well, me. But here what it's saying is that you might need to find some assertiveness. If things aren't quite right, then be assertive and stand up for yourself here. If you're being intimidated by people, like on FaceAche and all this sort of stuff, clear house, bruv. Get rid of these people. Don't punish yourself by doing things that... Well, you've got idiots in life that... feel like they're punishing you. Don't put yourself through general public punishment, right? You don't punish yourself, you get rid of people. That's the whole point of not punishing yourself, right? So if you feel bad, you think, you know what, there's a load of shit that's going on here that I don't quite agree with, and I can't quite work out whether this is real or not. So the best way to deal with that is to remove the people from it, right? Which is, if it's FaceAche and things like this, just block people. Take them off. I don't know why I'm giving a lecture. But, you know, whatever it is that annoys you, stop doing it. If it really annoys you, stop that from happening, right? Because I keep picking up this is something around a myth. You couldn't really be dealing around a Gemini. Yeah. I keep like, Gavin. But like, you know, be assertive. Don't worry about people. Worry about yourself. That's normally where I get the blame. Worry about yourself, not others, right? You can't save people. You can't save people from their karma. No matter what you do to shout and scream at people, they're going to be doing it anyway because that's their karmic cycle. Saturn could be dealing around a 5 and anything also around Capricorn, right? You can't change people. You can't change their opinion. The only thing you can do is leave them to it, right? So you've kind of got this energy around like being assertive of leave them to it. If you get childish behaviour around people, leave them to it. Leave. Take yourself out of it. Block people. It's good. It's good for the soul. Block them. Right? Here. So Be assertive. Me, I take loads of people out of my life. I enjoy that bit. I think, well, you ain't nothing to me in my life. You've done nothing but bring me sadness, bruv, so you're out. Okay, you do nothing but confuse me also, right, so you're out. Okay, what else? What's next? Who else can go? I look forward to the good old clean out I do. It's like having a good old turd, bruv. It's like, right, I need a good old clear out. Let's get it out. It's best out than it is in. Because as soon as this is out, this is where it all comes flooding in. This is where the success comes flooding in. When you can let things go from the mind and you can stop worrying and panicking. But pretty much when you let stuff go, you're like, why is everything all of a sudden now working? It's because I've let notions, I've let my karmics go. No! Again, the karma comes back to yourself. I'm not going to go over that anymore. Around, okay, these two here are in a relationship and that person is with their karmic. No. If you get treated like shit in life, why do you think that you are here? The karmic. It comes back to you here, the karmic, right? To give you a lesson again, right? So if there's anything around 3 or nanu, right, then 1, 2, karmic, the person that's not in the relationship against the people that are. It's not for or against, it's not court a decision, right? Karma, there's no karmic law, there's no written law to it, apart from like, you're gonna experience it regardless whether you like it or not, right? So, I don't know, be assertive anyway. I'll stop with that. But, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus, showing me what they've got coming up. Everything is written and preordained for people to learn their own lessons. And when you get involved in it, that's normally when you get pulled into it. So the way you do it is pull yourself away from it. I'm sorry, but I'm just going to have to pull myself away from you because you're battering my head in, bruv. So I am going to pull myself away from you, be very kind and say, yeah, that's great, all right, see ya. And you're off. So, you know, 7 of Swords. Again, one of my best cards, bruv. First one smoking. Sorry, ain't got time, I'm off. Right? If you believe, one more card. If you believe in a thing called love, well, it was created by the darkness, literally, because that was the band, but it was created by the darkness. Anyway, the situation will improve. Things will get better if you are going for any kind of bleak time. Their situation will improve around a fish, around a dolphin here, a finlay, or something like that. Their situation will improve. If anybody called Finn or Finlay is asking a question or something, but the situation there, whatever that is involving, will improve there. It will improve. Okay. Also around a water sign, things will improve. What else have we got that I could channel through these? This is the first time I've ever really used these cards. Be assertive. If you believe, the situation will improve if you believe it, right? If you don't believe it, it won't improve. Anyway, so you've got big happy changes. No. Big happy changes. Stop jumping out, bruv. Okay, big happy changes here around Libra energies. Big happy changes for a Libra. Something to do around working with children or have children here. And this is a financially stable person in life. Okay. It will improve around family. Your work will improve. You will have, or they will have, more money and success here. Okay. So, big happy changes around work, basically. Big happy changes around your brother or sister, if you have one, and that they are either a water sign or Libra. If there are any unforeseen circumstances, okay, the big happy changes will be coming around your family and your money and your work, your brothers and sisters here. Big happy changes, your friends, okay, their situations will improve. Be assertive. Be assertive, stand up for yourself here. Someone's here to confuse an energy. Be assertive, because what it's saying is that you're going to have to make a decision. You're going to come up against it. What is the decision? Well, this is for the now, okay? Pretty much, possibly until Christmas, but there isn't any timeline. Oh, until December. Excuse me, guys. 2 of Wands. 2 of Wands. What is that for? To be assertive. What is it that you're asking them to be assertive about here? 5 of Cups. People that make you feel shit. People that make you go, I need to query and question it. Get rid of them. Get rid of them here. If someone here around a 2 is very indecisive about what they want to do or where they don't want to do, then say no, because this can be someone here that is returning back from the past to confuse an energy here to make them feel worthless. Okay? No. You don't make people here feel worthless. Okay? So you got worthy's original, someone that's very original that does the same thing over and over and over again and doesn't change things up. It's not very original. Okay? That's what I'm hearing. Well, that's not very original. I mean, everybody. It don't matter how big you are in life, there's always someone bigger and better that comes along. Always. And it don't matter how popular you are in life, and it don't matter how great that you have things, at times you will have things of loss. Always, right? But it's how you accomplish those hurdles in life in order to be able to succeed, in order to gain things back up again. Okay? If you believe. If you believe. If you believe in a thing called love, if you believe in a person called love at work here, if you believe, it will come. Law of attraction, no, it's bullshit, it doesn't work. It just works off what we all say. Time is illusion. Yes, it is, which is why it can't ever be predicted, whether it's past, present or future. So law of attraction cannot possibly ever work apart from time. That's how it works, in time, for everybody. Okay, you either lose or you win, but at times things can be different. But this is something around winning here. If you believe, okay, you can get it here. The job. If you really want a job and you believe in it, you can get it here. If you believe in money, it will believe in you. I believe in you, alchemy, in you. Natalie, maybe 8 of Pentacles. She never did reach out. I don't think any of you did go over there and say Steve said hi, but she never did contact me. Never mind. But the King of Cups, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and Leo energies here. 8, and Aquarius also. But if you believe in work and money and success and love, then you will succeed here. But there is something of that someone's going to be confused about not being assertive enough in their life. So Spirit is asking you to be assertive of removing those negative people out of your life the best you can. Because you're in love here with this person. And this can be you or them. Okay, the situation will improve. Situation will improve around your home, your work, and your money, and your love life, and your house, and where you live. The money you earn and everything else will all be very good here. It's just, well, will be, it is, generally, is what I feel. It could be you and your partner, you're just very stable together here. But the situation will be approved here. If you're looking for the resale or the retail of things, or the resale of a house or a home, the situation will improve around your rent, and around the starting over again. Because if the situation needs to improve, okay, which means that there was an energy of moving to this here at the moment, of very recent, because it's very recent energy, or the name Reese or Rianne. But again, if you've just moved here, right, the situation will improve karmically here. I think you're settling down. There's things that are gone on around the house and the home and a move, or buying new things for the house. And if it's very kind of like starting over fresh, then the situation will improve here, very much so, because you're making this feel homely, whatever it is. I pick up like a creature comfort energy here. Creatures, all creatures great and small here, so I am picking up Smalley, the name Smalley, or all creatures which would have to do with like animals, right? Animals in the zoo. But someone's got a zoo. A Zulu or a zookeeper. Or is the keeper of keys here? The cross keys. Cross keys. Someone's been given the keys to a house here. Whoever it is like, I'm going to give you a key. So if you want to come in, here's your key. Or given the keys to a new house or a building here. But whatever it is that is unlocking the secrets to Pandora's box. So you seem to have been unlocking quite a lot of secrets to do with your relationship. You've definitely got Libra energy also around secrets. So you're unlocking a lot of things here, and you are progressing forward, and you have got nothing but happiness with this situation that will improve. So this is kind of like where you renovate a house or a home here, and the situation improves the more that things that you add to it. The name Adam or Adam and Eve, that to do with around those names, or a Gemini. But the situation will improve there. So you're adding creature comforts to make it more homely and all that sort of stuff, right? Because homely is also things that are coming up around... actually, we got one through the door. You know now around dials of heating, you can now have, apparently, listen, I'm behind the times, bruv, I didn't realise, but you can have one of these Alexa things as well. But apparently now you can have these things installed where it's a meter that puts the heating on for you, and you just say, all right, Alexa, bruv, how you getting on? Listen, put some music on. Or can you turn the heating on? Or can you just turn me over because I can't be asked to move? And can you just, Alexa, just move me to the left slightly? But one of those gadgets that are around creature comforts, around the heating and the home, right? Something like that. Anyway, so that's your channeled intergalactic weird stuff that's going on for you guys, Leo. I don't know what that energy there is, the Five of Cups, but be gone. Be gone, negative person or people. So there you go. There's your reading for you, Leo. So stay tuned, guys, for your actual tarot reading, where we may do some different channel messages. I'm not sure because I haven't done them yet. But we do your monthly tarot readings. Sometimes we try not to channel. And then we do the same as what we do every month. But things may change. I've got some more cards coming. But we still do your tarot reading for the month. And then for the Secret 7 bundle over on Patron is where you get your bi-weekly readings that don't come out on here. We do the life path readings, and the extended goes to the Secret 7 bundle. But the monthly, not this one because this is free. So please give it a like, share and comment, okay? But we also, y'all know, if you don't know, it's all in the description. You can read, write and watch loads of different things in there. There's videos all over the place, bruv. But it does also tell you over on Patreon what you get, okay? You can reach out for a personal reading, all that sort of stuff. And I will see you guys headed more towards December. All right, Leo, thanks very much. See you later.